why you can't sell your services. So there's a few reasons why a lot of people can't sell their services. Let's just jump into it. Number one, you're not doing enough outreach. Got a fucking whiteboard. You see, there's four different ways you can go about doing outreach. So the first way I like to talk about is business to business. So that essentially is going and talking to people in person. So that's really great. You go into people, they see your face, they see that you're an actual human being. It's really impactful, and you're gonna have way higher conversions. So if you're starting off with your business and you're trying to sell your services, the best way you could go is getting in person, talking to people, and really understanding what your product is. The only problem is you're not going to be able to hit a lot of people doing this method. You're only going to be able to hit X amount of businesses, and it's very, very time constraining. But if you're starting out, best thing to do is just go business to business, right? Definitely tap into those networking events. Me and my team, we put together a list of all the top networking events for the month of October. So we have literally a networking event for each day. There's like 3 events on each day. We just choose the best one. We got a sales team. We send them over there. So what's happening is we're essentially hitting all the places where our customers are. So for us, our business is, helping businesses grow, doing marketing, media. We literally have networking events for every single day. So we can just send our team there, boom, 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 3 to 4 networking events a week. Try and lock in appointments. You're going to be getting a lot of appointments just from doing that alone, opposed to just going business to business, which is, something we still do often. I wouldn't say too much now, but business to business, you're tapping in with people like that. It can be very time consuming, but it's also very effective. You find the best way I would suggest is you find a location with a lot of different businesses. You have a script. You go in there. Hey, is the GM here? Oh, why? I'm the GM. Hey, look, you pitch your services. I'd love to grab 50 minutes of your time some point this week. When is it available? When are you available? I do marketing. I saw that you guys weren't doing so good. I feel like I could be a great asset to your team. Boom. If you look good, you dress well, and you charismatic, they're gonna be like, yes, let's go. You can get a lot of no's, a lot of people telling you to piss off. But if you do it with enthusiasm and assertiveness, is the GM here? Not like, oh, I'm trying to sell my marketing services. You can fucking get somewhere, right? So boom, that's business to business. You can get locked in a few appointments from there. Then obviously transition them down the sales funnel. From cold to warm to sell. You do your first meeting. You figure out what their pain points are, and then from there you go and you actually close them with a presentation, and you have an incentive to close. Because closing is not easy, man. You're gonna have to follow up a lot of times. So you cut the follow-up bullshit and just get them an incredible offer right then that they're stupid to take. If they're stupid to not take it. You see what I'm saying? So that's number one. Number two is cold calling, right? So once you've been in the game for a little while, you've been doing your business to business. You know what your product and services are. You know how to explain them thoroughly with good communication and quite quick. The best thing you can do is honestly get on the phone and start calling. You can get a team of VAs, or you can get your own sales team in there, and you can get them to start calling. So just pitching your services, getting a script. One of the great services I like to use is Apollo.io. They got really they got 150 million sheet of lists for potential leads. So you can just put your parameters in. We put 0 to 10 employees, United States, North America, and then in our niche we put down the specifications, and that's you get thousands and thousands of leads. Just call them up, boom, 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 boom. Hey, how you doing? Is this the owner? Oh, they're not there. Okay, yeah, I'm trying to speak to Tracy. Could you pass me on? Oh, why is this? What is this for? I just lie. I'm like, oh, I've had a previous conversation with them. I'm just trying to follow up. Got a new phone. Could you transfer me? A lot of times I'm going to tell you no, but you speak to 80 to 90 business per day, you're going to at least get 2 appointments. Or at least 1 appointment. So, if you have a sales team or you have a bunch of kids, you hired and they're working commission and they're just in the fucking office and they're doing 5 to 10 phone calls, 5 to 10 of them in a room, you're going to be able to hit thousands of people a day. So that's a really effective way to hit a lot of businesses, a lot of your potential clients, opposed to, going business to business. But I would not suggest doing cold calls first, because that shit's going to wear you out. It's very exhausting. You got to have that motivation to keep going, because it's not easy just doing the phone calls. I'm going to do that in another video, talking about phone calls. Yeah, so number 3 is actually doing emails, so sending out thousands and thousands of emails. So if you're doing it yourself, you're gonna get nowhere, because cold emails, they take a lot and a lot of businesses to hit, right? So I mean, we have like 10 emails running the automation, which we're sending out 1,000 emails per day, to our potential clientele, trying to hit them. And we also have a video where if they see the email, it takes them to a video, one of us explaining, the benefits and what they're doing to lack. So it's just like incentivizing them to book an appointment. We get, quite a few appointments from that per week. And then obviously you channel them down through the sales funnel, because obviously you're not gonna just close them right there. Oh, here's $3,000. That's not how it works. So emails are good, but like I said, get it on an automated system. Get your lead list. I recommend Apollo.io, because you can get millions and millions of lists. Getting some geezer off Fiverr, you're gonna have to keep paying that guy, and he's probably gonna get you some shit lists. So like I said, get like a proper integrated software which you can get all the leads from on a consistent basis. So yeah, I mean, emails, you're not gonna really get really good results from that, but you gotta try your best. So that's why I said it's third, because if you go jump straight to doing emails without all that shit, you're done. You're gonna get nothing. Like, seriously. That's why I say do business to business first. Networking events, that's really good. Tap and see how many networking events are going on in your city. Literally make a whole list, get your calendar full. Then also go business to business. If you're starting out, figure out your product, services, how to price it until you land your first client, and then you figure out how the systems work. And then boom, once you got your few clients coming in, you go to number 2, doing cold calls. You get your team doing cold calls. Get a sales team working on commission. You hire them on Indeed, or you maybe go to your local college. You grab a few of these kids, get them to fucking work. I'm telling you, just get labor, get them in there, get them pushing, get them motivated. You got a bunch of people doing sales for you. Boom, and you can cut them in on a high commission. Then you get emails, you get an automated system. Now you're hitting a lot of people. And so the last one I want to talk about is, you don't want to do this first, but it's advertising. So preferably I like to do Facebook ads. So this is the real money hitter, because you're going to be able to hit millions and millions of people. And also it's like doing cold calls to like specific people. Like it's just really great, the technology, especially if you do it right. So there's like 3 things when it comes to compelling advertising. You have to have a really, really good offer. So imagine you're doing web development, and you're doing cold calls, you're doing all this stuff. You have the offer on your Facebook, you do a video, you're like, hey, look, we're doing websites for $100, or a ridiculous offer, and then you cross sell them or you upsell them. You go about that, they convert. Boom, that's a potential client now that needs a website. You advertise towards them. Obviously, the landing page that you have has to look good. All these different components. Your ad creative needs to look good. You need to have some sort of social proof. So but advertising is really, really effective, because it can be automated and it can be outsourced to like an agency, or you could be doing it yourself. And that's really, really compelling for bringing in appointments. I mean, you could bring in like 200-300 appointments a month just from advertising alone. It's not like you're having to do 1,000 phone calls or go to 1,000 different networking events. That's really great. But you only want to do that. You can't do that without knowing the product, the services you're selling, and the fulfillment aspects. So like I said, business to business, get your first few clients in the door, and then understand how the client retention looks like, what the fulfillment process is. Okay, what does it look like if I'm doing 40 appointments a month? What does that look like? Okay, I need to have contracts ready. I need to have invoices ready. I need a merchant service. So now you're building out this system. But if you're starting out, like, getting that first client in the door is going to be the best thing you can do, because it's going to teach you so much. I mean, you always lose your first client. Like, my first client was a jewelry store, and I was working with them for, I think, like 7 months. I was doing all the camera work myself. I didn't really know what I was doing until I just jumped in the gun, and I was getting paid like $3.5K a month for that client. It's a pretty good deal, nice people. It just didn't work out because I started fulfilling the videography services to someone else who was on part of my team, and they didn't like the work, so they canceled the subscription. But I mean, I learned a lot. I had to allocate that to someone else because of the time constraint, right? So best thing I would say is, start business to business and go from there. If you're not selling your services, man, get out there. Go do a lot of outreach. The next thing you want to do after you're doing a lot of outreach is figure out how to close them, follow up, go meet them in person, offer value. really make it seem like you really care. Because obviously, if you provide value, people are gonna want to work with you. So when we go and get the appointments, even if it's your first appointment ever, come with the whole presentation. Talk about all the, first figure out what their pain points are. Make it a whole process. Don't shoot out all your shows. Don't give out too much value as well, because then it's like they're gonna just take you on a leash and walk you. So don't let them walk you like a bitch. You gotta just have to give enough value without overselling yourself, so they can make a decision. And a lot of times, a lot of these clients, man, they just sit around and they just want to hear everything, and then they just want to take you for a walk. So don't let that happen. But yeah, I mean, I hope you learned a lot from this video. If you have, leave a comment for what you want to see next. Thank you.